Out now on Blu-ray from the MVD Rewind collection is 1994's L.A. Wars. This is a film I'd never heard of. As I often say, that maybe I saw the video cover at the time in the video store, but it was new to me. So this is a cheap straight-to-video action movie from 1994. From the director of or somebody who had worked on a lot of PM Entertainment films, which was one of those straight-to-video companies that was just cranking them out in the 90s for home video, cable, and international sales. And this basic story here is that there's a drug war going on in LA between an Italian mobster and some Mexican or Central American drug lord who wants to, take over the town and take over his territory. So violence in the streets and things exploding and cars rolling and all kinds of crazy action, and the local police don't know how to stop it, LA police, what have you. So they engage this former cop, this disgraced, left the force, hot-handed super cop who's now a bouncer in some club, is drawn back in as the only guy who can go undercover with the mob and find out what's happening and try to end this crazy LA war. And this is a fun movie. I put it in originally. It took me a couple times to get around to watching this. I popped the disc in, and the menu is just auto-playing scenes from the movie, and it looked so terrible that I decided to watch something else. Just terrible in terms of the acting and the visual quality of those clips. It looked like a bad straight-to-video tape from the 90s. And as you may know if you listen to many of my reviews, I have no love for the 90s. I lived through it. There was great stuff. There was a lot of stuff that was just junk. And we're getting to the point where people... The same thing happened with me for stuff I like that was older, but I'm seeing younger people just revering this stuff that I think wasn't very good in the first place. So it being a mid-90s thing, straight to video action, I was like, I'll try that again. And I went to finally, I'm like, I need to watch this to do my due diligence. I'm going to watch this. I popped it in, and then the movie starts, and it's like, wow, it looks way better than those clips. Apparently the clips on the menu screen were taken from the trailer, which came like off an old videotape or something, but the transfer looks really good for what it is. It looks pretty grainy, and there's speckling here and there, so I think it probably, I'm going to presume it was shot on 16, but it looks way better than it ever would have on video back in 94, or cable back in 94, and it's fun. The action is well done. Like, again, I'm like, boy, this is kind of cheesy. The acting is pretty bad, but wow, that's a guy tied to a chair, and he's on fire, and it's really a guy who's on fire. And I appreciate the artistry and the suffering and the expertise and athleticism of stunt people. A lot of them are either not getting as much work, or I guess good for them, not getting as much dangerous work due to CGI and green screen and wires and all that stuff. But I greatly admire the people who just do what they do. And this is a movie with real stunts. There's no cartoon cars in this. It's not special effects. It's people on fire. It's people doing fisticuffs, it's cars flipping in the air, and give me a car corkscrewing in the air or a guy who's on fire running around it. I'm a happy guy. So LA Wars delivers on all of that. It is very earnestly made. It is very cheesy. A lot of the acting is not very good. A lot of the dialogue is not very good. All of which is to say, it's still very entertaining. And that's all I ask for. The worst kind of movie is a movie that's boring, or a movie that's so bad it's just bad. And this is not that. This is probably, most people would say it's bad. I might not say it's necessarily a good movie, but it's an entertaining movie. This is a good movie to watch with friends. This is a movie that I said in my notes, prime for the riff tracks treatment. I don't know if they've done it, but it would make sense if they did. And it's just a fun release from the MVD Rewind collection. So what do we have for extras? So apparently I discovered through the extras that this had previously been released by Vinegar Syndrome. And that happens sometimes where licenses expire and just another company puts something out. And MVD did the same thing with Action USA. Vinegar Syndrome originally had that, now MVD does. So what's cool is that some or all of the extras are ported over from that Vinegar Syndrome release. So Vinegar Syndrome stuff goes out of print and tends to get extremely pricey on the secondary market, eBay or Amazon or whatever. And it's nice when the extras can be carried over. So if you're not obsessed with the slipcase, you get a slipcase here too. If you're not obsessed with the slipcase, you get all the same stuff on that disc that might be like $100 now if you're trying to buy it somewhere. So you get a video commentary, which is new, with director Tony Kandah and Heath Holland from the Serial at Midnight podcast and YouTube show. Heath is great. It's a fun fun Zoom chat, basically. It's a video review, a video commentary, so I think they're watching the film and maybe hearing it or watching it with the sound off, but all you see is full screen between Heath and Tony cutting back and forth, and there really isn't much in the way at all of downtime. So if they are watching the movie, it's just something they'll occasionally reference. They're really talking about the history of the director's experience, how he became a director, of the other films he had worked on, what it took to put this film together and make it, production of the film, sales of the film, nuts and bolts, top to tail, how this movie came to be. So that was very cool. You also get an interview with the director. This was ported over from Vinegar Syndrome. That's 17 minutes, talking about some of the same stuff, but not all the same. You get an interview with Mark Morris, who's in the film. You get, Mark Morris was the writer of the film. You get, and that's 23 minutes, that's got the Vinegar Syndrome logo on it. You get a photo gallery that's 2 minutes and it's sort of autoplay set to score. And you get the original theatrical trailer, which is 3 minutes. It says theatrical trailer. I guess this film, in the interview with the director, he said it played overseas, but I don't think it really ever played much of anywhere here. Maybe it played in LA, but by 94, a lot of stuff like this was really just going straight to video and cable. I will also say that the star of the film, whose name is Vince Murdocco, was previously a kickboxer, so he's good with the action in this. Not necessarily the greatest actor, but he's good with the action. And he was the star of Flesh Gordon and the Cosmic Cheerleaders. Apparently that was his first film. That was the straight-to-video follow-up to the infamous, it's so famous, it's infamous, Flesh Gordon from 1974. So this is a fun package. You want to see what the package looks like? Sure, I'll show you. This is one of the MVD Rewind collection. So they look like old media home entertainment video box covers. So you get these fake video store stickers, and it looks like an old VHS release, which is great. So you get that, and that's a slip case on it. And as I like to say, the slip case slips, and you get pretty similar, oh no, actually it's totally different, not at all similar, cover with the similar in design that it looks like the media thing. And then on the back, and then when you open it up, you get a mini poster of the cover, you get the disc looking like an old face label for a videotape, and then you get the what's on the slip case for. So you can reverse the cover and have the slip case and the cover look the same, or you can have the slip case and the cover look different as they do right there. So available now on home video. What am I saying? On home video. See, I'm in the old video store mode. Available now on Blu-ray from MVD Rewind Collection is the honestly pretty fun 1984 straight-to-video actioner LA Wars.